Be ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Commence. Madam, Deputy Chairman, when the House rose for lunch, I was discussing the response of the public to the loan program of the government and was trying to point out that it was rather a serious tendency in the sense that the response of the public had been proved to be poorer during the second plan period than during the first plan period. I was trying to point out that looking to the fact that the national income was rising and the people were becoming more conscious of a developing economy and the need to mobilize the resources more and more. A contrary trend ought to have appeared, and that in view of that, this trend was disturbing. This trend is to be contrasted with the trend of the public regarding the call from the corporate sector for the investment of their monies. Here we find that the shares of some of the new companies or of the old companies that are issuing new shares are oversubscribed at times to the extent of 15 times the capital that has been asked for by the companies. So here are two pictures. One, the picture of the government asking the public to subscribe to the public loans, and the other, the picture of the response of the public to the corporate sector demanding investments from the public. While on the one hand there is a enthusiastic response to the demand from the public sector, on the other there is a very poor response as far as the loan program of the government is concerned. This is a matter of some concern, and I feel that the government should pay more attention than just exhorting the people to save more and to hand over their savings to the government, as the Honorable Finance Minister has done more than once. If it would have been merely a question of redirecting the money that is coming from the corporate sector to the public exchequer in the form of loans, perhaps the matter would not have been so serious. Then it would have been just a question of reallocation of the functions between the public sector and the private sector. But I feel that there is a large amount of money which is just changing to some lucrative channel, and that explains why the response to the demand from the corporate sector is 15 times. This shows that 14 times that particular capital is not required by that company, and if there had been some adequate step or measure whereby originally that money could have gone to the public exchequer, to that extent there would not have been any disappointment to the people who wanted shares but who did not get them, and disappointment to the public exchequer by not getting the response which it ought to have got. That, to my mind, leads to the question of the pattern of the rate of interest in a developing economy, and especially in view of the fact that a large number of companies are being floated today which have got an element of growth in them, thereby attracting so much capital towards them. The government of India will have to take into consideration the question of the rate pattern of interest on their loans and to see whether something could not be done whereby the public will be attracted to a large extent towards their loan program than hitherto. It has appeared in the press that the question of supply and want is being reconsidered and that offers are sought to be made more attractive. Dear sirs, we have your letter of the 14th and are sorry to hear of the non-delivery by the railway authorities of the goods forwarded to you a short time ago. We can certainly assure you that these goods were handed to the proper railway official who signed for the receipt of the goods, securely packed and labeled correctly on 1st July, and we are surprised to learn that the consignment has not yet reached your establishment. Has it happened these goods were the lost? We hailed of the kind, and we are sorry we cannot replace them. If you desired, we would make inquiries of the various warehouses in our neighborhood as to the likelihood of their having any in stock, and would, if desired, obtain for you another consignment similar in quality and price, if possible. We have, however, a large and varied assortment of clothes which would probably suit your purpose. And if it is not possible for you to wait the few days that must necessarily elapse before we can obtain replace as to the replacement of the missing goods, we should have the greatest pleasure in submitting samples of our further stocks, and we can assure you that special precautions would be taken to ensure the delivery of the goods with the least possible delay. We have taken the matter up strongly with the railway authorities, and as soon as we hear anything from them, we shall advise you. Yours faithfully. Stop.